Okay, this is the last round. It's gonna be the hardest.
Oh gosh.
Everybody on your screen has to come back wearing sunglasses. Go.
I don't have sunglasses.
Sunglasses. Hurry.
Okay.
Oh my God.
I got a whole wall.
Yes, you do. Veronica looks good. Alex, I need you to get sunglasses on. Nice, ladies.
I'm
Nice.
gonna entertain you with Charlie the chicken.
Is that a
Oh my
chicken?
gosh, that is a chicken.
That's a real chicken.
Is that sanitary? Is that sanitary?
She has a real chicken.
Charlie the chicken. It is a real chicken.
Is it sanitary?
It's not gonna work as well as I thought it
Don't
would.
touch your tongue, Karen. Karen, don't touch your tongue.
Charlie the chicken is bored. He got up this morning and he brushed his teeth.
You're gonna have to throw that away now.
What am I gonna do today? What am I gonna do? I can't go outside. Nobody can do anything. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get on my bicycle and I'm going to ride.
Profit.
Charlie's gonna ride to see his friends. And he's riding and he's like, hey, there's my friend over there. Now what am I gonna do? I can't even see him. I can't even talk to him. So he goes home and he eats his peanut butter sandwich. Guess what? I'm tired. I'm gonna go to bed and become Karen's dinner. Say goodnight to Charlie the chicken.
Obviously, things are crazy right now with the coronavirus, and probably most of you are stuck at home. My wife and I have been at home for 2 weeks now, trying to stay safe and healthy. And sometimes it can start to feel like, are things ever gonna change? Like, how long are we gonna be like this? Are we gonna be stuck this way forever? And it just reminds me of this awesome story in the Bible, and the story is from, we all know who Jesus is. We know that he is God come down to earth. And so Jesus lived till he was like 33 probably. And for the first 30 years of his life, we don't know much about what he did. We assume that he just lived like a pretty normal life. He had parents, he had a brother, he was a carpenter, so he worked with wood. And then then the first like major story about Jesus in the Bible, he's at a wedding with his mom, and his mom comes to him and he's like, oh my gosh, they've run out of wine. And in those days, that would have been a huge deal if like the wine was the marking of a huge celebration. And so to run out of wine at a wedding was like a really big deal. Weddings were like 7 days long. It was like this crazy big involved thing. And Jesus' response was like, well, what do you want me to do about it? Like, why are you telling me? And then Jesus goes on to do something crazy. He goes and tells the servants to pick up the like dirtiest water that's there. People, when they show up to weddings, they like wash their hands and their feet in these big, massive jars of water. And he says, go get that water, put it in wine glasses and serve it to people. And so they take it to the host of the wedding, and the guy drinks it and he's like, oh my gosh, this is the most amazing wine I've ever had. And so it's crazy. Jesus at 30 years old performs this amazing miracle at a wedding where he turns like the dirtiest, nastiest water, like none of us would want to drink foot washing water, but he turns it into like the most amazing, delicious beverage that anyone had ever had. And in some ways you're like, well, why would Jesus turn gross water into some awesome drink? And I think that it marks something really special. Jesus showed up and he turned everything upside down. He changed everything. He said the first will be last. He said to live life, you have to lose your life. He said the weakest will be the strongest. And he turned things upside down. And in that moment, he turned things upside down because he performed this miracle. And you know who the first people to know that he did the miracle were? They were the servants serving the wine. It wasn't the most important person, the person running it. And it's,
Yay!
hold on one second. And it's just this moment where we get to see that Jesus says, I'm going to change things. I'm going to do things a new way. And my new way is better. And you guys can rest in my promise. And so I think that in this time where we are experiencing all this uncertainty, and some of us may be feeling a lot of fear and anxiety, a lot of us are probably feeling bored and wondering when this is going to be over. I just want us to remember that in this time that God loves us, he is with us, and he promises that he's doing a new thing. And so that we can trust him and know that this new thing is good.